peeps, how are we doing? How are we doing for Tuesday? How was your Monday? How was your Monday? Did you give that move a go yesterday? Did you give Glamour a go? It's a great move, right? Anyway, H today. H for Hood Ornament. So if you're new, welcome. So each day this month, except for Sundays, I have a bit of a lay-in. I'm going through the alphabet and we're picking and choosing a move from our A to Z section on the portal. We've got like 500 plus tricks on our A to Z section. So we are just literally picking one from each letter and going through them. So today is Hood Ornament. Hood Ornament I love. I put Hood Ornament into most things. So foundations, Hood Ornament is like a foundation move, in my opinion. It's one that you should nail because, to be honest, you use it quite a lot, particularly if you do climb overs, like when you advance and then maybe you do aerial inverts. Most of the time, we're going to climb over and get into a hood ornament position. You can always go hood ornament to, what's it called? It's gone out of my head. I can't remember. What's the other one called? You put it on your shoulder. You can do shoulder mat as well. Oh, it will come. It will come. But there's lots of things that can happen from the hood ornament. So that is what we're going to cover today. So if you find this helpful, as always, please share it. You know, the further around the world we can reach, the more people, more pollers we can reach, the better. The more people we can help. Okay. And if you guys want more, then of course, then we've got our memberships, and you can join on that if you want to. So hood ornament. So let's get stuck in. Let me show you what it is, and then I'll break it down. Okay. So, I might have to take my socks off for this one. I like the socks. Anyway, right. Make sure the pole is on static. Good check. Okay, so, hood ornament. Let's go. Okay, so you can take your arm out in front, or you can do one arm over your head. Okay, so that's a hood ornament. So, how are we going to get into it? So we need a little bit of height from the ground, but we can always prep and understand from the ground, okay? So I always recommend with any move is that you work from it as low as possible and understand where your gripping points are, because what happens is you burn your energy really quickly climbing the pole. Trying to hold on. What we're doing now, so get used to off the pole, so when you get on it, you're like, oh yeah, I know exactly where everything needs to be placed, okay? So the first thing is leg position, okay? Exactly like yesterday, okay? So you know that your front foot position, your glamour from yesterday is going to be the same leg grip point, except for we're going to be higher. So what does that mean? It means that I hip is slightly in front of the pole and we're squeezing that heel towards the back to try and get as much grip behind the lower part of the thigh on the top part of the calf. It's not a complete lock behind the knee because our hip is too close to the pole. It needs to be close. Does that make sense? So we're just going to practice the position. So leg is coming down. So we'll start off higher because we're going to climb. And then what needs to happen is the knee needs to rotate down to the floor as we push the hips in. Okay. Squeeze the other heel up towards your butt. What would happen at this point is the outside shin will go behind the pole. We don't have the height to do that. So I'm just going to keep it on the floor. So from here, so I'm squeezing, holding. Then I'm going to squeeze that inner arm around, and you're going to extend that arm, okay? If this hand is higher, the outside hand, you're just going to slide it down to around face level. Exactly the same as yesterday's glamour, okay? And then slowly, if you feel good, so I'm squeezing my butt, I'm pushing my hips forward, squeezing the heel to my butt, loosen the hand grip. If you feel good, slowly extend out in front of you. And if you want to try the arch version, you can extend the arm up and back. Whatever you do, you don't want to take it off and then swing back because you're going to create momentum. And if you create momentum, you're going to come off the pole. We don't want you to do that, okay? So once you understand it, like where everything's going, where everything should be placed, how far the pole should be touching the armpit. Shoulders are down, yes? Squeeze, it's gripping, so the inner arm is gripping. You've got this butt cheek or hip in front of the pole. You should have side grip as well. Remember, guys, this is a silicone pole. I can grip in my clothing. If you don't have a silicone pole or a grip wrap, then you're going to need to expose some skin here to grip the pole, okay? And make sure your pole is warm. If you're in the UK right now and it's dropped in temperature hugely, your pole is going to be cold. You're going to create condensation on the pole because you're warmer and you're going to slide, okay? So make sure your room is heated, make sure your pole is heated, make sure you're nice and warm, and you'll get a better grip. So, how to do this at the pole? So we're going to go into a side hook, like a ballerina hook. So I'm going to have my inside hand around shoulder height, lean away, lift, push the back knee in, squeeze the heel towards your butt, okay? Then I'm going to bring myself upright. I'm going to reach with both hands up. So outside hand's going to be the one that's highest, okay? And then I'm going to pull down as I push off the floor. As I pull down and push, I'm going to rotate this knee down so hip in front of the pole, okay? From here, pull, knee down, rotate, hip is in front, take the outside shin behind the pole. Keep your foot pointed and push, push, push. Inner arm squeezes, nice and tight, pull the shoulders down. Keep squeezing that inner arm up, your inner heel up, and keep pushing with that shin, okay? You shouldn't need to flex at this point, okay? The more you can get the shin behind the pole, rather than just the foot. If it's just the foot, you tend to want to flex it. But if you really want to work on your lines and make it look better, point the foot and make sure it's trying to get to this bottom part of the shin, just the top of the foot, into the pole, okay? If you want to, grab onto a cloth. I think I showed you this for another move. So like a flannel, or we call it flannel here, it's a washcloth or something for you guys in America. But you can literally put it under your toes, and hopefully that will help you stay pointed when you push that shin behind. Does that make sense? So it's just another great way to practice your toe points. Okay, makes sense so far, right? So we've got the grip, leg behind. Once we're pushing, squeezing, everything, do it in the floor. So pull in, pull down, rotate the knee down, push the shin, push the hips, arm on, extend, make sure this outer hand is low, and then you can move it out. Feel good? You can extend the arm up, and if you've got a bendy back, you can arch over back. Not particularly warm this morning. So hand back on, then inside hand back on. And what I like to do is take my outside leg off the pole, and I'm going to swap the legs over. So my inside leg's going to straighten, and my outside leg bends, and I rotate into the pole to come down. Yeah? Does this make sense, guys? Yeah? So get it from the floor, understand your grip. Make sure you're not sweeping the arm back, because that's going to make you spin, slowly off, then slowly extend as much as you can. So that was pretty quick. Let me know if you've got any questions with that. I think most people try and stay hooked behind their knee, which is probably a common mistake, and have a gap sort of with their side and the pole. That's something that you don't want. You want to actually have your whole body next to the pole, nice and close, so you can squeeze everything in place. And that inside knee needs to be pointing down, yeah? So give that a go, practice on the floor, and then you can practice it up the pole. Even if you don't want to extend your arms, just work on getting in that position. Because like I said, you can do climb overs and stuff and like do aerial inverts, and you'll need to be in that position. So even if you don't take your hands off, your hands should be in that invert grip anyway. So when you're ready, boom, straight up once you've got that strength to be able to invert, yeah? And then you can do other things. You can come around into a sit. So should we just go through a couple of things that you can do from there? So we can go, I still forgot my name of the move. Oh, it's really driving me nuts. You know what I'm talking about. Some of you actually call it Hood Ornament. I've got a different name for it. Oh, God, it's driving me bonkers. Okay, so Hood Ornament. And then we would go through, shoulder arm. What's this one called? Can't remember. Annoying. Oh, really annoying me. So it will come back to me. It's a common thing. Oh, it's not happening. It's not happening. So yes, we can practice these from the floor as well. So we're going to pretend we're not good ornament. We can have the cup grip with the outside hand up just above the head. You're going to pull your body in. So this one's going to be your control. And then you can take the inside arm through. Hit your shoulder in front of the pole. Place the hand on, and then you're going to push the butt cheek up. Sorry, push the butt cheek into the pole as you lift that chest up. So you try and straighten your arms and lift your head. Still can't remember it. Still can't remember the name of the move. But then, so that you can hold that as a pose. Oh, so I thought I had it then. I didn't. Figurehead. This is figurehead. I remembered it. Oh God. Okay. So this is figurehead. You can do it with the pole. So you can do this as a pose. And then if you're more advanced, you can obviously pull your shoulder on and go straight into shoulder, an aerial invert, basically, or an aerial shoulder out. So from your hood ornaments, you can do like a fan kick, a little bit more difficult to come into your seat. So you may have done a fan kick or what I call a cartwheel in seats. You can do that, like a little bit more awkward, but not impossible. So from here, hands back on, inside leg's going to do a circle outwards, big circle, drop the leg behind so you can come into your seat. Yeah? Like I said, classically, you could go into your invert again if you're at that stage, which is really important why these foundation moves need to be nailed first. If you don't know, work from them. Yeah? Then you can do what you like from here. Does it give you some ideas? Baby? Anyway, go and have fun with that. It's nice to have you guys here. Let me know if this was helpful to you, and if you get stuck with anything, let me know. I'd like to help you. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.